What is up? Welcome to the Ted Jones World Podcast. I'm your host, Ted Jones, alongside
Peter Moran.
What's up, man? How are you?
How's
it going, as they say?
I'm well.
You're well.
Yeah, as I say.
Okay, good weekend or what?
Yeah, dude. I mean, chilled. I got out of the city for a second, which was like a good.
Oh, you
good
did?
vibe. I saw some grass.
Where'd you go?
I was in Terrytown. It's like 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I'm
you
familiar with Terrytown. Yeah, okay.
Everyone there is named Terry.
I used to go to tennis academy in Blairstown, which is relatively close to Terrytown.
Terry's
I'm sure
brother.
You don't know about it. Yes, Blair.
Terry's sister.
Blair and Terry.
Yeah.
The old Blair and Terry siblings. But what were you doing? You just had like a picnic going on, or what?
Basically, it was a picnic for my soul. Good time. Got away. Did some writing. End of the night. Caught ended my Saturday night by watching the Jake Paul fight, and even saying his name was like painful for me to do right now.
What do you mean?
In reference,
I dislike him.
No, I just dislike the guy.
Well, why do you dislike him?
His entire personality and
great.
his voice.
Okay.
Most of his tattoos, definitely the haircut, definitely the beard.
He's been training for a while now, though, right?
Probably 2 years, I would say.
Yeah,
probably 2 years.
So I mean, it wasn't that out of the question that he was going to, spoiler alert, win the fight last night.
Yeah,
and, maybe not under a minute, but I was definitely surprised.
Yeah, Vegas had him like 2-1 almost.
Oh.
So like here's the thing. I don't actually know anything about boxing. Like I don't know
really?
anything.
Because like in the past, you've sounded like you do know what you're talking about in terms of boxing.
I enjoy it and I'll watch some fights, but I trust Vegas. Like I don't actually know, like, oh, his footwork's like mediocre, but he's got like a strong enough. Like I don't know.
Southpaw, right?
I can tell you this though: when Ben Askren stepped in the ring, I could tell he sucked. Absolute
He really
trash.
didn't look in good shape at all.
I mean, that's like
just even before the fight, and then he had like hip replacement surgery or hip surgery. I don't know if it was replacement, but he definitely had hip surgery like pretty recently. So,
he looked like a fat old man.
It looked like it was going to be rigged from the beginning, and that's what like a lot of people were saying, at least on the TikTokerson and IG. I'm seeing that like the fight could have been rigged, and then at the same time, well, you know how much money like Triller put into that event, and like Jake Paul's their number one man.
Yeah, but it wasn't rigged. You just put a trash fighter against him.
That could be true. Yeah,
right?
And rigged in terms of like he's gonna win. It's rigged for him to win because it's like the 98 Yankees versus the 98 Mets.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So not rigged.
Oh yeah. Well, that was the Subway Series was in 2000. So not when both of them were very good, but like unrelated otherwise.
You're just saying like it was an unfair matchup.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
okay.
I'm saying.
Okay. So completely different.
Yes, the Subway Series that was like not as intense.
Subway Series was a fair matchup. It was the World Series.
No, I know, but that was in 2000. Before that, it might not have been a fair matchup.
Uh-huh.
And also Ben, when he was when he was in his prime, maybe more so, could have been a good fight. But it was also a boxing match, not an MMA match.
I mean, the dude, he looked like a 1940s like man in bar. Like, I'll show you what for. That's what he looked like with his stance. Like he was like halfway through a bicep curl.
Right.
It was, and he's like, I get he's gonna look tubby. He had to gain a lot of weight for the fight. I get that, but like at least make some of it muscle. So he looked fat.
Do you know how much weight he had to gain for the fight?
20 pounds.
20 pounds.
But it looked like it was just
fighting at
pure, like $190, I think.
Oh, okay.
It was just pure, just flab though.
Yeah.
Like he was looking.
Wasn't in great shape.
It was. I mean, you could see 10 seconds in, you're like, oh, this is gonna be a terrible fight. I thought, like, again, I don't know anything, but I thought, okay, MMA. He's thrown punches before. I know he's a wrestler.
Yeah.
I know that's his game, but he's thrown punches before, and he has probably the endurance, and he can probably take a hit, right? Mm-hmm. Which I guess he could, because even though he got knocked down, he got back up. Like they ended the fight, so like he definitely had a strong enough chin to get knocked down and it not be like a literal KO. You know. But I mean, the dude looked like even someone that's never boxed in my life. You see him walking around with his fist up like that. There's no shot that guy knows what he's doing. Yeah. That's great. Like, how are your coaches not embarrassed?
Well, I don't know. You probably got a good check. I'm sure they weren't so concerned about the embarrassing.
Come on. Are you kidding me? Imagine being the coach. You train him and he gets knocked out by an amateur like that. That's embarrassing.
Well, they're both amateurs in boxing.
Sure, but like
not
that's
one actual
worse.
Fighting.
That's worse.
Sure, I guess you're right. I guess
it's
you're
worse.
Right.
I don't know. And as far as like evaluating like if Jake Paul's actually good at boxing, it's like we still know nothing. He still needs to fight.
He needs to fight a professional, right?
It's like if I were telling everyone that like I'm the fastest man in the world and all I do is run marathons. It's like you need to sprint and we'll find out.
Yeah, or you just race people who are not fast.
Yeah.
consistently.
He's just never done the thing he's supposed to do against someone that also does it. You know?
So I was gonna catch the fight, but I was having cable issues just in general the past week. I'm sure that like you couldn't order it actually on Spectrum. I'm not sure how you watched the fight. I won't blow up your spot if you watched it illegally. Okay, you did. Boom. But Spectrum cable, which I've had for a number of years, I've felt that I've always overpaid for it. I called to cancel the service, just the cable service, not my Wi-Fi. Called to cancel the cable service a week ago, and the lady on the phone said that since I paid for April, I was going to get the rest of April, to watch the cable, and then April 31st, it would not work anymore, and then I had to return the box. So literally an hour after I called and had them on the phone for 30 minutes trying to cancel my cable went out. So I paid like an extra 24 days without having any cable, even though I paid for the month already. I went back to the Spectrum store over here on 23rd Street, and now the lady said that there was a misunderstanding, so I have to call Spectrum again and spend 30 minutes on the phone with them. It's crazy, these big companies and being able to reach them. Like, they don't have a contact me and email me on the bottom of their page. Like, you have to call a toll-free number. Yep. Then they'll have you waiting for 20 minutes. It seems like a full scam, as to the point where they're just too big to fail or too big to be convenient for anybody's sake.
Well, that's what I think it is. Like, if you're big enough, like I'm pretty sure in most areas of Manhattan, you need to go with Spectrum. You don't have any other options.
Right. You can go with Spectrum or like Fios in most buildings, from what I've understood.
Everyone has a nightmare. Everyone has a nightmare story with Spectrum. It's terrible. And anytime there's an issue, they don't need to rush to handle it, because where are you going to go? You know what? We said we got trust laws. We got antitrust laws in this country, and like theoretically we do, but nah. It's all like pretty much one or two or three companies.
Well, how do you mean? Like, no one company is allowed to like stack the bread the highest, like a monopoly kind of situation?
I mean, not stack the bread the highest. I mean, be the sole provider. And in some areas, they do have an actual monopoly. And even so, if you have like a couple, like an oligopoly or whatever, where you got
is
like...
that the word?
Yeah, oligopoly, oligarchy.
That's a big-ass word.
Yeah, Doug, we got that etymology down. That's all you need. And then you can make any word out of anything.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But annoying, regardless, I was paying like $170. Didn't even have the tennis channel, which I love. Typically, I love to watch the tennis channel if I were to have it. Didn't have that. Had a very small selection of channels and was still paying upwards of $170 a month with the Wi-Fi and the cable. So
that's a bad deal.
So I canceled the cable, and now I just pay like $54 for the Wi-Fi, and now I'm just using my parents' Netflix and Hulu, and then my ex-girlfriend's mom's Amazon Prime. Don't tell her that though.
On air, like you just did.
Yeah, don't tell her in person. Listen, on air is to say it.
Listen, Mrs. Ted's ex.
Exactly. Which ex-girlfriend is it, man? Exactly, bro. You don't know.
Watch
Could
me.
be confusing. Yeah, I don't know. But
I can stalk.
But like, I feel like a lot of people share the same accounts. Do you not share any accounts with your family members?
I've got a Netflix with a bunch of siblings.
Okay.
Which like the
Who
sibling
pays for that though?
There was one sibling who paid for it, and we all throw him like $2 a month or something.
Or every time you see him at Christmas, throw him like $10.
Yeah, it would be like that. But then he started making more money than anyone in the family.
He was like, I got it.
He didn't say that. We just were like, you got it. He wasn't like, all right. Now that I make twice as much as anyone, you can waive the $2. He like still like Venmo requests. We're like, nah.
So just Netflix?
Netflix with them. I got a couple people on my Hulu to subsidize.
Okay.
A couple people on my Spotify to subsidize.
Well, no. Spotify's like what? Go ahead. Because Spotify, that's like legal to do now, apparently. The family plan or something?
Yeah. So my sister was like, you got to get on the family, blah, blah, blah. I just didn't even bother. I still like paid her out of obligation, but I didn't even bother to transfer from my own like $9.99 I've been paying for the last 7 years or whatever. But yeah, I like to spread the love a little bit with that. It's silly not to.
Yeah.
I think like it's nice that we like share accounts and whatnot, but I think we should get to the point where we are more aggressively taking from these corporations. Like we should be treating.
I mean, sharing accounts is a good example of that.
That's one way, but I think we should all be stealing like $20 to $50 a month from like Whole Foods.
Or they should. Well, I don't know. And how would you do that? What do you mean?
You don't think you could just steal from Whole Foods like pretty easily?
What do you mean, put like an avocado in your pocket and walk out?
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, sure. I guess. But I don't know. That's a weird move.
You don't think we should just start shoplifting?
I mean, I don't know, man. I guess that could be something that we could think about doing. Who knows? But we're good. We're good guys on this podcast. Usually, we don't typically shoplift unless you go into Amazon Go when it's not really shoplifting.
Yeah, I don't shoplift, but I like the idea of it. I like the thrill.
Right.
I want to feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Have you ever been to Costco?
Not recently, but forever ago. Yeah. Why?
Okay. We were talking about grocery stores. I was just curious. That's like what, I don't know, what a big box store could potentially do in terms of saving the consumer's money. You know what I mean? Like when you go into Whole Foods, think about how much money you spend versus going to Trader Joe's or going to a Costco.
Yeah.
Like what's the full difference? It's just, like is Whole Foods food or are Whole Foods foods that much more organic and better than Trader Joe's or Costco?
Whole Foods is like decent. Trader Joe's is decent. They're like pretty much the same, in my opinion, but definitely significantly cheaper prices at Trader Joe's.
Yeah. I wonder why that is, though.
I don't know, branding, hipsters.
Company
I don't
culture.
know. Let me give you an update on my finances.
Let's hear it.
So poker, right? I opened it up to people who want to invest with me, right? We did this a couple weeks ago. One person, I'm not here to like name names or whatever. One person invested with me. A small sum, $55, or covered half of the $55 entry fee, right? So $28 investment, $27.50.
Wait, what do you mean the entry fee?
For me to play this tournament, right?
Okay,
so they pay for half of my...
The $55 entry fee to the tournament.
Yeah, so they pay for half my entry fee. I pay for half. They have 50% equity, right?
Nice.
It's a 3-day tournament. Day one.
When did this start?
Well, there were like several like day one flights. Like you could do for like the last 2 weeks. There were probably like 8 opportunities, and then at a certain level they stop. Whoever's still alive advances to day two.
Right.
And then you have like 8 flights. So 150 of each of the 8 flights make it to day 2. Let's say.
Okay.
This kid, me, with our investors' money, 4th place right now after going into day 2.
What's that prize money looking like, or what's the take home for number one, first place?
Number one, which there's a lot of tournament left to go, and I would not like to get ahead of myself, but I'll just say it because we're having fun. Yeah. It's like $66,000.
Wait, to first place?
Yeah. I mean, look, there's a lot of tournament left, and the odds of me winning this are very slim statistically.
Okay.
But imagine if I take one of our investors $27 and turn it into $33,000.
That would be crazy. That's better than Doge.
Imagine if I 1,000x to your investment. And some people were like, should I toss Peter a few coins? Should I get in on this? And I
might have to get in on this, man.
Dog.
So you put in $55 entry to this tournament. It's a 4-day tournament. You're in 4th place.
3-day tournament.
Excuse me. You're in 4th place.
Yeah.
What is like the breakdown? So first place, 66,000. Second place, third place.
It's
you
really
get anything for 4th place.
You get something for like the top 800 places, but we're talking like it's like 130 if you come in 800th, and then like 600 if you come in. So
how many people are in this tournament?
Like 8,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it's massive.
Okay.
That's why it's a 3-day.
What is your skill level on online poker? You know, we've talked a lot about you playing online poker and being successful.
Yeah.
What do you think you do better than the average online poker player, besides kind of knowing your hands and knowing the probability of winning that hand?
I think everyone who's playing seriously on those tournaments, I think that's a given. So I don't think that's a big edge of mine. Maybe I'm quicker with the math than some people, so I can make the faster decisions. But I think I have a really good read on the decisions my opponents make, and I know the situation they're in, what kind of a hand they have, and that allows me to bet accordingly. Like if they have a decent hand, I have a shit hand, I can usually get them off the decent hand because I know it's not that strong, so I can bluff them off.
Okay, right. I was going to ask if you're able to bluff them.
And if I have a very good hand and they have a decent hand, I know how to get just enough out of them that they're not going to fold it.
And you think that this is easier to do online than in person when you're actually seeing someone's eyes?
I think it's harder in online, to be honest.
Okay.
But it's just not realistic to be playing IRL poker
right
now.
When's the last time you played IRL poker?
2018, 2019 maybe.
Well, and why is that? Just because of Corona, and also you just haven't been.
Yeah, Corona, but also just like different folks. I mean, I've probably played like within the last year and a half, like with friends casually or something, but like at a casino, like a real tournament.
It takes like a lot to kind of go to a casino and maybe spend the night.
I think I was at a bachelor party, and I went and I was actually the last time I played poker in real life. I was at a bachelor party. We were in Atlantic City, like going ham all day long. Like wake up, you know.
You love Atlantic City.
I love Atlantic City. We got this like big house on the beach. Waking up. up to like a bunch of claws, edibles on the beach, spin me around 16 times, throw me into the ocean. I have no idea where I am. Next thing you know, I'm at dinner. I'm like, I can't even see straight, calling Uber to the casino. Everyone's like, where'd Moran go? Where'd Moran go? And I'm like, hey guys, I'm just like fading back into consciousness. Also, I just won this tournament. Small tournament, like $1,000, whatever. But you know, that's I'm that guy on the Atlantic City trip.
So how many times have you been to Atlantic City?
Probably like a couple dozen. There was a moment my first year in New York where
every weekend.
Yeah, I would go. There was probably like a 3 or 4 month stretch where I went it's 3 out of every 4 weekends, where that was like usually my thing. Even if it was just like Saturday, not even stay a hotel.
Right,
Saturday
that was also
up.
like when you were super into poker. I don't want to say addicted, but I could almost say.
I mean, there was more of a like
addiction vibe going.
That was more of like an out of control behavior, just like chasing a dollar, not a lot of strategy put into it.
Well, you know what? You've come out the other side, and you're a beautiful man now.
Thank you for saying that.
You're also still playing online poker, and I think I need to invest with you next time. So, how do people who are watching and listening invest into this poker?
Peter-Moran-1. If you
on Venmo,
if you hit me on Venmo and you say entry fee, I will take that money and I will put it towards an entry fee of twice whatever you gave me, and I will give you 50% equity in the outcome.
Reasonable.
It sounds reasonable. Here's another thing to consider. In any given tournament, this is just a math fest right now.
Yeah.
In any given tournament, usually 15% get paid. The bottom of the 15% get about twice the entry fee.
Yeah.
And first place gets a huge multiple of what they initially invested, right? And it just usually it's the top 9 that get like really good payouts. So 15% is how often you should expect to cash out, right? If you're perfectly average. I cash 28% of the time, so almost twice that. But it's still like usually I don't cash because 15% of the field cashes. I cash like at twice that rate, but it's still just barely over a quarter of the time.
Right.
So invest away. You understand the risk.
Talk, baby.
Yeah, baby.
All right, Peter. So I see you drinking this coffee here. We actually went to Variety Coffee the other day.
That's correct.
And we enjoyed a lovely little black coffee. What
can I say?
Something? Yeah.
Variety Coffee, and we both got the same coffee. What's up with that?
Yeah. Well, what do you mean?
What kind of variety is that?
Oh, true. But I mean, you usually get some whole milk in there. Now I see you're drinking a black, which I typically do.
Yeah, I like to drink in black now. It's a little lighter on my stomach.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense. The whole milk is pretty heavy, no?
Yeah, it's a little bit just the creamy vibes, etc.
Yeah.
And it's the second of the day, if we're being totally honest.
Word. So I got an iced coffee yesterday. It was called Stumptown coffee. It was the most expensive coffee I've ever gotten in my life. I was actually really disappointed when I got this coffee. It was the same size as this one, like 16 ounces. I went light on the ice just because I know at these places you got to go light on the ice. Otherwise, instead of that 16-ounce coffee, you're going to end up getting like 20% less coffee, whatever that is, whatever that math may be, 12 ounces or whatever it is.
It's
so
25% less.
What?
It's 25% less.
25. That was 25% less, but it could have been 20 and 25%. You catch my flow.
I just need to flex these numbers.
And 26 cents. Coffee's just getting too expensive.
Yeah.
And it's an accessory drink.
Oh,
it's an accessory.
You consider coffee an accessory drink?
No, I don't, because I really like coffee.
Gonna say,
but I mean, at that price, I believe so. Yeah, that's just like walking around near Washington Square Park, being a tourist, being like, "Oh, this looks like a cute coffee place. Let's go in and spend today's lunch budget on a coffee."
Yeah. So, I mean that.
$6.26, and it's not even like a Trent Starbucks iced coffee.
You could hit Shake Shack, get a burger, $6.26, walk out, and there's your dinner.
Yeah.
And you got, a little something to slurp on?
Well, yeah. So I wasn't happy about it. And in general, I've been going to McDonald's now to get my iced coffee. It's $2.18. It tastes delicious. And that's 2 of those is the same price as one of those Starbucks coffees, Peter.
I would have thought it would be like 1.
I can't complain.
I thought it would be like dollar menu.
It's been maybe $1 in the past when they have like a special going on. But no, the iced coffee is $2.18.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really complain about that.
No, it's fine. I'm not.
How was the Stumptown? How's the $6.26? Was it worth every penny?
No, it was not
mediocre.
Worth every penny. It was okay. It was. It reminded me of a Gregory's, maybe same level as Gregory's. And Gregory's, a 16 ounce is probably $4, something like that. I mean, coffee in the city now these days, you can't find it for under $3 unless you're getting it from a stand or McDonald's for that matter.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. It's but people know
the
New
dollar
Yorkers
just
love their
doesn't buy
coffee.
what it used to, man.
Nah, dude, the dollar doesn't buy what it
Anywhere.
used to, but at least we're getting paid fractionally more than people did 60 years ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
barely.
wow.
Are you feeling?
Are you feeling?
Are you feeling in Bitcoin?
The look?
What?
I get paid in Bitcoin when I win these tournaments.
Or at least
come
half
through.
and half. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Now that we've talked about this, preparing to live that unemployed, going out and getting that bread every single day. You have to go out and find. You have to go hunt and kill your meat. Basically, that's the lifestyle you're moving into.
Berries, yes.
Yes. Go. You got to go out and gather every day. Wake up. I'm going to find some hopefully edible berries, some mushrooms that may or may not kill me.
So should I full circle on this before you continue talking in terms of I guess what we're going to get into. So for those of you who don't know what Peter is referring to, I will not be working my day job starting May 1st, so I'm very excited about that. And onward and upward, new journey for me. So I'm absolutely looking forward to that. Looking forward to hunt and gather.
Yes.
Go ahead, Peter. Excuse me.
Well, metaphorically, you as an entertainer, which makes you basically automatically freelance, right? Everything you do, a collection of, in terms of moving your career forward.
You give me some tax advice? All right, I'm all yours.
I'm not talking tax advice. My only tax advice, and take this
1099 to the grave. Take this to the grave.
Take this advice when it comes to taxes.
Yeah.
Do not pay them. If we all don't pay them, there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, that's like the shoplifting from Whole Foods idea. If like we all just go in droves, droves or groves, whatever. A lot of people just go like 20 people each into Whole Foods, walk out, avocado in pocket.
Guys, if none of us pay taxes, they can't put us in prison. The taxes pay for the prisons.
Convert to crypto.
If no one needs to pay tax. All right. That is the social cause I care about, is taxes. We shouldn't be paying taxes. Anyway.
Before you got distracted, yes.
Anyway.
You wear flip-flops, by the way?
No,
I see you got some nice feet going. You never wear flip-flops? You're not a flip-flop guy? You strike me as a flip-flop
I feel bad
guy.
even being like barefoot in this place. I'm like raw dogging your carpet right now.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So yeah, not really flip-flop. I might slip something on if it's like a morning and I'm like, let me grab.
Oh yeah, you're like, I'm chill. I'm gonna put on some slippers like me.
Wait,
with
slippers?
Not those
the
Reebok
slides.
ones. The slides, right.
Yeah.
Those are really chill, man. I'm telling you. You go outside and those people think you're sick.
I just feel like we've moved past that. I feel like 3 years ago that was the deal, but maybe it's New York. It's the nastiness of New York, not even Rona related, just the nastiness of New York that deterred me from ever like showing a toe. You know, you're out there in the grime. If it were
if you're on the
Bermuda,
beach or something. If you're in Bermuda, right? The flip flops, I think. Make a lot of sense. So what were you talking about hunting and gathering before?
No, just are you feeling more like the 626 coffee? Are you feeling more of the financial strain since now every nickel question. You have to go out and bare your heart and soul, blood, sweat, tears and get it? Nothing's guaranteed.
I think so. And in terms of like what I've been doing the past 2 weeks, I had been bringing my lunch to the office. Mm-hmm. So I'm making my rice, weighing it beforehand, having chickpeas at the office or having like beans and rice, trying to keep the food consumption in terms of like how much money I'm spending down, because that's like the hardest part, you know, especially since like we were just talking about how the dollar does not buy what it used to. So when I'm going to the grocery store and I'm spending like $100 and I'm not even trying, and that lasts how many days? 3 to 4 days. Like it's always got to be a thought in your mind if you're not just like frivolously spending money on food, you know. And it's so easy to order Uber Eats, and we've talked about this before. We sit there, click on our phone, and then $25 later it comes to your
It's almost hard not to. It's so easy.
It really is.
It's like you have to resist it. If you remain passive, you'll automatically have ordered Uber Eats. Yeah. It's that easy. It's basically your phone is like confirm, and you're like, I didn't even ask to do this.
Yeah, it shows up like it's just like, do you want to order that pizza again from that vegan pizza place? Sure.
Usually at 6 o'clock on a Tuesday you do this, so why not do it again? Your life was easy then. It was a good time, wasn't it? Good. Don't you want to do it again? Come on.
And especially if you like don't have any food at the house, it's like 7:30. You had already eaten like a little bit of an early dinner, and you want some dessert or something. Boom,
come
$20.
on.
Boom.
Come on, dude. Just give us $20. I'll take care of it, dude. Just come on. Slip that in the pocket.
That's exactly how I feel. Like
that's how
Uber Eats Siri. Do you hear also Uber might start delivering weed? I mean, I think they're getting into talks about doing that. Like
interesting.
Uber Weeds.
Uber Weeds.
I think that's a great idea. I'm just as curious as to see how they're kind of working. Like, do they have dealers driving the Ubers? Or do they have? Like, they have the stores putting it into the Ubers and then delivering it that way.
I'm sure it's just like Uber Eats, but the package is weed.
yeah, duh. But just like have drug dealers driving the whips.
With like alcohol delivery is a little bit difficult. So
but they come to your door and they check your ID.
Yeah. So
that
it'll probably
be the same thing. Or you can just confirm. Maybe you put a picture of your ID beforehand, but I think they have to deliver it, like hand deliver it to you and be like over 21 years old.
They have to watch you take the edible, make sure that everything's okay.
Stay for an hour.
You know, what if they they're going to have to start having customer service lines for people who, and everyone who just got like way too high off an edible, calling them freaking out. That's
customer service, you think?
Uber
1-800-WEED.
Yeah, well, was there an issue with an order? And it's like it came too slow. Something was missing. I'm way too high, and I'm freaking out right now.
Right.
I'm about to call 911, but I know that's a bad idea.
I don't know if that would happen because that hasn't happened with alcohol. I'm way too wasted from this Drizly delivery.
Yeah, dog. There is something very swaggy about Drizly. If you're at like a house party, and you're just like, I don't like this, and someone just like rolls up with like a bottle of Johnny Walker. That's what Drizly is for. It's not for your own home.
But what do you mean? Somebody orders a bottle of Drizly to the party?
Yeah, just someone just like shows up. It's not even your home. Someone shows up with a bottle. That's what Drizly is used for. When you're at someone else's place and you don't like their offering.
You order something from Drizly delivery?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never heard of that, but it seems like it could be a good move.
I think you should try it.
That's like a house party situation.
Yeah, that's
When's
what
the
I'm
last
talking
house
about.
party you went to?
I'm talking way back, but
way
still.
Back when
hey, it won't be too long until...
That's true, man. Yeah. Keep those hopes up.
It won't be too long until I'm back ordering Drizly to friends' apartments without telling them.
That'll be a great move, man. I'm excited for that. So, Peter, without further ado, would you like to get to this listener email?
That was some ado.
A lot of epidoes.
That was a little bit of ado that you just did.
Bro, you and these big words, man. And then also, I'm tripping over the big words too, and I'm like frivolously, Ted Jones.
You said without further ado, and I said that was a lot of ado, and you said,
oh,
you said that's a big word.
That, bro. Well, because I was distracted, bro, by the coconut water.
All right.
This was $7.50, by the way, too. Is that a lot for the size? I think so.
That seems atrociously expensive.
I'm never getting it from the grocery store across the street again. It was really a lot.
I think you should just make your own. You should just get a couple of gallons of regular water.
Just start crushing the coconuts.
Just like infuse, get one of those like big coolers and just drop a coconut in there. And coconut infused. That's the move.
It's a thought.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
All right, guys, let's get to this email. This is from Janelle 24, labeled "This Ain't Reality." Hi, guys. Big fan of the pod. I feel like you guys are my actual friends.
We are.
Anyways, I need some friendly advice. Okay. I have an audition to be on a major dating reality show. All right.
So,
you think it's the Bachelor?
Or Love Island.
Okay, yeah, Love Island's a good guess. There's also Too Hot to Handle.
Marrying Millions.
Maybe. 24, I doubt she's in the Marrying. But, okay, we get the idea. I applied for it a while ago and totally forgot, but now it feels like it could actually happen. But meanwhile, I've been seeing a new guy for like 4 months. It's not too serious, but I would like to explore it further. How do I tell someone I want to be on this dating show, but when I come back, I want to be with you? Sincerely, unreal opportunity.
That's a good question. I've always thought about when I watch like The Bachelor, Bachelorette, how all 30 of them just don't have a love life for the next 3 months. They're just going to this remote place.
There's one person in the world.
In love with this one person. How to deal with it? I think like if you really want to be on the dating show, then chances are you don't really like your significant other or whoever you're hanging out with at that particular time. No,
that's what. Yeah, I mean, as a clout chaser,
yes, a single bachelor.
It would be hard if someone were to like put me on that. Even if I were talking to someone, it would be hard for me to not be like, yeah, let me go on The Bachelorette and like do my thing, try to be like cool and funny on TV and like.
So you'd want the best of both worlds. It sounds like.
I would. I don't think it's realistic, but I would be tempted to go on The Bachelorette without any real desire to find love.
But what's Janelle supposed to do then?
I think you got to do the thing. Unreal opportunity for sure. Yeah, do the thing. You want to do that.
Tell him, go on the show?
Yeah. Tell him what the deal is. I mean, if you get the opportunity, tell him what the deal is. I don't think you can be like, I'll be with you. I think you guys, it's casual. You guys got to end it. But it's knowing that that's why you ended it. It's pretty realistic that say you go on and like you don't fall in love.
Yeah.
Or have a life-changing moment.
It depends what show it is, too. We're talking,
That's also true.
Yeah, if it's like The Bachelor or Bachelorette, chances are you won't find love because it's 30 versus 1, either way. But like
totally.
A Love Island,
that's
I guess
a good point.
Like you have like the 20 people that are there, like 20 guys, 20 girls, like they're supposed to fall in love. They sleep in the same bed as each other. It's freaky.
Yeah, that's true. If it's one of those, it's going to be more difficult, especially since he will have the opportunity to watch you fall in love or not.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good a reason for a breakup. Yeah, it's even better than like long distance.
If you really want to go on the show, you got to go on the show. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Also, I mean, the guy 4 months. It's cool. It's worth pursuing, but it is 4 months, which is casual. So I would.
You think 4 months is casual?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That seems like a good amount of time.
For
4 months for like a relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty serious.
4 months?
Yeah, dude. That's
but like you don't even know that person.
A third of a year. Yes, you do. You've met their parents, maybe.
Maybe.
Slept over with them 20 times. What, you think meeting the parents is that big a deal?
Nah. Unless
kind of see it's maybe.
Unless you're really like uncomfortable with sharing that part of your life with people. I'd be like, oh yeah, this is my dad.
I never do this, but this is the first guy I've brought home.
If I were on a first date and we walked by and I bumped into my parents, I would be like, "Hey, what's up? This is so and so." Like,
wait, but if you walk by your parents on the street,
I'm just saying, like, you could coincidentally be around,
right? But like, I'm talking about like going over to the house and having dinner there, not just running into them on the street.
4 months.
It's a solid amount of time. I don't think it's casual. So I understand where Janelle is coming from. She wants to get her 15 minutes of fame. Which, let's be honest, man, a lot of us in these day and ages want that 15 minutes of fame, whatever it comes from, whether it's Love Island, Bachelorette, Too Hot to Handle, what the shit is that?
Or,
Marrying
like
Millions, Big Brother, I don't even know.
Running into a Target with your mask off and screaming at someone and they videotape you. Like, there are a lot of ways right now.
That's true.
I think go for it. I think go for it. End of the relationship, do the show, leave the door open. Maybe there's an opportunity later. Like if you guys had a vibe, if he's understanding of like, okay, I understand there's like a cool, weird opportunity. Like
it's crucial that we know the show though. So Bachelor, Bachelorette, Hundi P.
Yeah.
One of those shows where there are 20 guys, 20 girls. I think you got to think twice about if you want to leave this man.
I would
at the altar.
If you're considering it, you're here. The other thing is like if you don't take this opportunity because you want to see where this 4 month relationship that probably won't ultimately work out, right?
Okay, that's fair.
Like, I'm not saying it definitely won't, but it's probably sub 50% that you end up with this person. Way sub.
Also, what does end up mean? Also,
I mean,
get married for 20 years or like till death do them part, because it's got to be like under 5%.
Yeah, 10%. Yeah. That have a serious
especially
relationship.
Being 24 years old, having this like fork in the road. Like I'm either gonna go on this dating show, or I'm gonna stick around for this guy that I've known for 4 months that I'm obviously not even in love with because I'm considering going on a reality TV show.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think go for it. I think it's something like end up together, whatever we want to call it, get married, move in together, have a kid, whatever. Like any serious milestone, slim, but shady. Not crazy. But it's also the real. It's also not crazy that if you went on and it was like not a big deal time on the show and you weren't away for that long and you came back and you're like, hey, what's going on? Maybe you guys start hanging out again. like that's not crazy to me. If you guys were 2 years in, it's kind of a different story.
Sure.
But you're at like a casual, I like what's happening here. Yes. We're getting comfortable together point in a relationship.
Go on the show.
Yeah.
I agree.
Go on the show. Do your thing. Do your thing. Hopefully we see you. Hopefully that's your real name. Hopefully it's a show that we're familiar with. And hopefully we see you on there. And hopefully you find love.
Yeah, Janelle24 will be looking out for you. Thanks for writing in. Peter, let's just shout out your Venmo one more time so people can invest their funds.
Yes, sir. Peter-Moran-1. Hit me with that check.
We will see you guys in next episode. Goodbye. Thanks for tuning into the Ted Jones World Podcast with
Peter Moran.
Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe.
We've got new episodes dropping every Monday, Thursday, Saturday at 12 a.m.
Follow us on TikTok, Ted Jones World Podcast. Hell yeah.